Um, hey guys, and welcome back. This is like the fourth time I've gone to record this video now. I've had a bit of an issue with my recording thing, so I apologize if I'm not as great doing it this time. It's basically been like an hour of recording and I've gained nothing. So, getting on with this. It's not the typical video from me. It's about grooming and manipulation. I'd basically want to briefly explain them as best I can using good sources. So at least I believe. So yeah, let's get into it. This video contains sensitive topics, so please be aware of this before continuing forward. I took information on the grooming subject straight from NSPCC's website. Please feel free to check it out there. However, I go for everything here in this video. I'll link all my sources in the description of the video. Due to recent serious allegations on YouTube, I thought I'd take the time to help people become more aware of this issue and obviously be able to make an informed decision on whether they believe the allegations for themselves. I realise that it's not the norm for me to cover any topics like these, however, I've wanted to raise awareness for a while and have decided to start doing. These videos will be in a separate playlist to my Sims 4 gaming and tutorial videos, and I will still be doing those just before people all think, oh no, she's going a different YouTube road now. She's not going to do gaming. I'm going to still do gaming. Trust. So, NSPCC's definition of grooming. Grooming is when someone builds an emotional connection with a child to gain their trust for purposes of sexual abuse, sexual exploitation, or trafficking. Children and young people can be groomed online or face to face, by a stranger or by someone they know. For example, a family member, friend, or professional. Groomers may be male or female. They could be any age. Many children and young people don't understand that they have been groomed or what has happened is abuse. Signs of grooming. Be very secretive, including about what they are doing online. Have older boyfriends or girlfriends. Go to unusual places to meet friends. Have new things such as clothes or mobile phones that they can't or won't explain. Have access to drugs and alcohol. In older children, signs of grooming can easily be mistaken for normal teenage behavior, but you may notice unexplained changes in behavior or personality, or inappropriate sexual behavior for their age. What signs NSPCC asks you to look out for? NSPCC. Yeah, I did say it right. Right, never mind. But yeah. Withdrawn, suddenly behaves differently, anxious, clingy, depressed, aggressive, problems sleeping, eating disorders, wets the bed, soils clothes, takes risks, misses school, changes in eating habits, obsessive behavior, nightmares, drugs, alcohol, self-harm, thoughts about suicide. How grooming happens. Grooming happens both online and in person. Groomers will hide their true intentions and may spend a long time gaining a child's trust. Groomers may try to gain the trust of a whole family to allow them to be left alone with a child, and if they work with children, they may use similar tactics with their colleagues. Groomers do this by pretending to be someone they are not, for example, saying they are the same age online, offering advice or understanding, buying gifts, atten- giving the child attention, using their professional position or reputation, taking them on trips, outings, or holidays. They may also use secrets and intimidation to control children. Online social networks. Secrets and intimidation to control children. Once they've established trust, groomers will exploit the relationship by isolating the child from friends or family and making the child feel dependent on them. They will use any means of power or control to make a child believe that they have no choice but to do what they want. Groomers may introduce secrets as a way to control or frighten the child. Sometimes they will blackmail the child or make them feel ashamed or guilty to stop them telling anyone about the abuse. Online social networks. Groomers can use social media, instant messaging apps, including teen dating apps, or online gaming platforms to connect with a young person or child. They can spend time learning about a young person's interests from their online profiles and then use this knowledge to help them build up a relationship. It's easy for groomers to hide their identity online. They may pretend to be a child and then chat and become friends with children that they are targeting. Groomers may look for usernames or comments that are flirtatious or have a sexual meaning. Public comments that suggest a child has low self-esteem or is vulnerable. Groomers don't always target a particular child. Sometimes they will send messages to hundreds of young people and wait to see who responds. Groomers no longer need to meet children in real life to abuse them. Increasingly, groomers are sexually exploiting their victims by persuading them to take part in online sexual activity. Child sexual abuse online. While sexual exploitation happens online, young people may be persuaded or forced to send or post sexually explicit images of themselves, take part in sexual activities via webcam or smartphone, have sexual conversations by text or online. Abusers may threaten to send images, videos, or copies of conversations to the young person's friends and family unless they take part in other sexual activity. Images or videos may continue to be shared long after the sexual abuse has stopped. We don't know how common is grooming. We don't know how common grooming is because children often don't tell anyone what is happening to them. Children may not speak out because they are ashamed, feeling guilty, unaware that they are being abused, or believe they are in a relationship with a boyfriend or girlfriend. Who is affected? Grooming can affect any child. However, some children may be more at risk than others, such as children who are disabled or in care. Groomers will exploit any vulnerability to increase the child or young person's dependence on them and reduce the likelihood of the child speaking out. Psychological manipulation, law and legal definition. So now we're going to be going over onto the manipulation subject and going over some of that. Psychological manipulation is a type of social influence adopted to know about the psychological vulnerabilities of your opponent. It is usually adopted to know that what tactics are likely to be the most effective weapons against them. Psychological manipulation changes the perception or behavior of others through underhanded, deceptive, or even abusive tactics. Such methods are often considered as exploitative, abusive, devious, and deceptive. It is often used in an attempt to control the behavior of others. It uses various forms of psychological abuse, brainwashing, or bullying, emotional blackmail to coerce others to do things which they naturally do not want to do. It is also known as emotional manipulation. So, signs of manipulation. Here we're going to have a few different ways that people can implement manipulation, basically. So the first is home court advantage. A manipulative individual may insist on you meeting and interacting in a physical space where he or she can exercise more dominance and control. This can be the manipulator's office, home, car, or other spaces where he or she feels ownership and familiarity, and where you lack them. Signs of manipulation number 2. Let you speak first to establish your baseline and look for weaknesses. Many salespeople do this when they prospect you. By asking you general and probing questions, they establish a baseline about your thinking and behavior, from which they can then evaluate your strengths and weaknesses. This type of questioning with hidden agenda can also occur at the workplace or in personal relationships. Manipulation of facts. Examples: lying, excuse making, two-faced, blaming the victim for causing their own victimization, defamation of the truth, strategic disclosure or withholding of key information, exaggeration, understatement, one-sided bias of issue. overwhelm you with facts and statistics. Some individuals enjoy intellectual bullying by presuming to be the expert and most knowledgeable in certain areas. They take advantage of you by imposing alleged facts, statistics, and other data you may know little about. This can happen in sales and financial situations, in professional discussions and negotiations, as well as in social and relational arguments. By presuming expert power over you, the manipulator hopes to push through his or her agenda more convincingly. Some people use this technique for no other reason than to feel a sense of intellectual superiority. Overwhelm you with procedures and red tape. Certain people use bureaucracy, paperwork, procedures, laws, bylaws, committees, and other roadblocks to maintain their position and power, while making your life more difficult. This technique can also be used to delay the fact, find, fact finding and truth seeking, hide flaws, weaknesses, and evade scrutiny. Raising their voice and displaying negative emotions. Some individuals raise their voice during discussions as a form of aggressive manipulation. The assumption may be that if they project their voice loudly enough or display negative emotions, you'll submit to their coercion and give them what they want. The aggressive voice is frequently combined with a strong body language such as standing or excited gestures to increase impact. Negative surprises. Some people use negative surprises to put you off balance and gain a psychological advantage. This can range from lowballing in a negotiation situation to a sudden profession that she or he will not be able to come through and deliver in some way. Typically, the unexpected negative information comes without warning, so you have little time to prepare and counter their move. The manipulator may ask for additional concessions from you in order to continue working with you. Give you little or no time to decide. This is a common sales and negotiation tactic where the manipulator puts pressure on you to make a decision before you're ready. By applying tension and control onto you, it is hoped that you will crack and give in to the aggressor's demands. Negative humor designed to poke at your weaknesses and disempower you. Some manipulators like to make critical remarks, often disguised as humor or sarcasm, to make you seem inferior and less secure. For example, um, it can include any variety of comments ranging from your appearance to your older model smartphone to your background and credentials to the fact that you walked in 2 minutes late and out of breath. By making you look bad and getting you to feel bad, the aggressor hopes to impose psychological superiority over you. Consistently judge and criticize you to make you feel inadequate. Distinct from the previous behavior where negative humor is used as a cover, here the manipulator outright picks on you. By constantly marginalizing, ridiculing, and dismissing you, she or he keeps you off balance and maintains his or her superiority. The aggressor deliberately fosters the impression that there's always something wrong with you, and that no matter how hard you try, you are inadequate and will never be good enough. Significantly, the manipulator focuses on the negative without providing genuine and constructive solutions or offering meaningful ways to help. The silent treatment. By deliberately not responding to your reasonable calls, text messages, emails, or other inquiries, the manipulator presumes power by making you wait and intends to place doubt and uncertainty in your mind. The silent treatment is a head game where silence is used as a form of leverage. Pretend ignorance. This is the classic playing dumb tactic by pretending she or he doesn't understand what you want, or what you want him or her to do. The manipulator, passive aggressive, makes you take on what is his or her responsibility and gets you to break a sweat. Some children use this tactic in order to delay, stall, and manipulate adults into doing for them what they don't want to do. Some grown-ups use this tactic as well when they have something to hide or an obligation they wish to avoid. Guilt baiting. Examples: unreasonable blaming, targeting recipient's soft spot, holding another responsible for the manipulator's happiness and success or unhappiness and failures. By targeting the recipient's emotional weaknesses and vulnerability, the manipulator coerces the recipient into ceding unreasonable requests and demands. Victimhood. Examples: exaggerated or imagined personal issues, exaggerated or imagined health issues, dependency, codependency, deliberate frailty to elicit sympathy and favour, playing weak, powerless, or martyr. The purpose of manipulative victimhood is often to exploit the recipient's goodwill, guilty conscience, sense of duty and obligation, or protective and nurturing instinct in order to extract unreasonable benefits and concessions. I think that's going to be it for this video. I think I've explained a fair amount in this video, and I'll continue to research more into these issues along with other issues and make further videos in due time regarding these matters. But yeah, it was just a brief kind of getting into it, so everyone can kind of have a fresh mind and hopefully can make an informed decision after watching this video, because obviously I have my own opinion on whether these allegations are true or not, and I'm not going to share that because I'm not here to go and change people's minds or set people's minds. So, yeah, obviously this type of behavior is never okay, and that will be it anyway. So, thank you for watching. Like if you found this video useful. Being a small channel, it would help me out lots. Subscribe if you want to see more, and as always, I'll see you in the next video, and have a nice day.